but as we raced down into the closing stages, well, Alaphilippe wanted to stay close to the front. He helped to force an early split, but Simon Clarke hit the front. It was Tadej Pogačar, the pre-event favourite, that decided to springboard to potential glory. More than 50 kilometres of the day remaining for Tadej Pogačar, chased initially by Carlos Rodriguez of the Team Ineos Grenadiers squad. The chasing peloton behind whittled down in size, managed to close down the young rider from Team Ineos Grenadiers. They would do nothing about Tadej Pogačar. Kasper Asgreen and Alejandro Valverde then taking up the chase behind, but he had plenty in hand and time to savour the moment as Tadej Pogačar, 23 years of age, took his first victory in Strade Bianche. Welcomed home into Piazza del Campo by a large and appreciative crowd. Alejandro Valverde getting up for second at the age of 41. Kasper Asgreen third across the line, but no one able to prevent Tadej Pogačar from taking a famous victory.
And then with Patrick Conrad from Border Hansgrohe setting a pace for Alexander Vlasov. And then Rafa Majka. It looked like Tadej Pogačar was going to attack 4 kilometres out. He thought the better of it, as Adam Yates bided his time and waited to this point to launch his big attack. 3.2 kilometres to go. Adam Yates prized out the race leader Tadej Pogačar. Pello Bilbao battling to stay on his wheel. Pogačar under pressure to hold Adam Yates' wheel. And then those two came to the final couple of 100 metres together. Pogačar, the victor, last time they did battle on the top of Jebel Hafeet, out-sprinting Adam Yates. Yates then trying to use the final steep ramp before the left-hand turn to the finish line to his advantage. And at this point, sitting down and acknowledging defeat as Tadej Pogačar swept round the final left-handed turn and headed for home, the undisputed champion of Jebel Hafeet. Adam Yates only able to look on as Tadej Pogačar stole stage win number 2 at the Tour and sealed the victory in the general classification for the second successive year. In the end, the rider who gets to that last left-hand turn, generally speaking, wins. And if his name is Tadej Pogačar, then there's not much that anyone else can do about it. The Slovenian taking another red jersey away from the home tour of his sponsors.
Rafael Majka, double king of the mountains of the Tour, says, go on now, Tadej.
He just needs to go.
Rip it onto the gravel, and now go and secure the yellow jersey. Adam Yates starting to struggle a little bit as Pogačar puts in a little bit more pace. Here comes Lennard Kämna, heading towards the race finish for the Bora Hansgrohe team. Is it going to be the stage? Is it going to be dreams shattered at the last moment? Geraint Thomas trying to stay with Pogačar. Vingegaard and Roglic are able to go. Yates is starting to struggle. Pogačar accelerates hard. Is the stage going to go to Kämna? Are his dreams going to be shattered by a yellow jersey who's going to go flying past? Kämna is almost at the finish line, just under 4 hours. Can Lennard Kämna hold on?
150 metres.
Most brutal section of this climb now. Vingegaard attacks. Vingegaard attacks Pogačar. It's Jonas Vingegaard now, as Kämna hauls a weary body in the last 100 metres. Vingegaard goes flying past. Jonas Vingegaard drops Tadej Pogačar. He catches Lennard Kämna. The dreams of the German are shattered, and Vingegaard now desperately trying to get rid of Pogačar, who's hauling his way back onto the wheel.
50 metres to go.
Pogačar fights. Vingegaard, Pogačar. Yellow jersey wins the stage. Pogačar wins. Vingegaard comes to an absolute standstill.
Into the second and final ascent of Monte Carpegna, Tadej Pogačar rolling off the front of an attack by Mikel Landa and racing clear of the rest. By the summit of Monte Carpegna with 12 kilometres remaining, Pogačar all well clear, and he had plenty of time to compose his victory celebration, taking his second stage victory of the week, his third in his Tirreno-Adriatico career, and rubber stamping his status at the head of general classification.
Brandon McNulty setting a furious tempo with only Pogačar and Vingegaard able to stay on his wheel. This was some statement from UAE. The other GC riders scrambling to limit their losses. Bardet kicked on, followed by Geraint Thomas. Further back was a group containing Godou, Quintana, Vlasov, Meintjes and Mas. Adam Yates was set to be the day's big loser, but who would be the winner?
300 metres from the finish line now. The move of Pogačar. Pogačar goes on the right-hand side. Remember, there's a 10-second time bonus plus any time he takes. But Vingegaard immediately goes onto his wheel. Now it's going to go man against man to the top of this climb, and Vingegaard is matching him, pedal rev for pedal rev. The defending champion of the Tour as Vingegaard.
It looks like he's cracking.
Pogačar doesn't look like he's got the legs. Vingegaard is getting set. And
Yes,
now we have the attack. Is this the yellow jersey elect in Paris? Vingegaard launches, Pogačar onto his wheel. Vingegaard decides, let's find out if you've got it. Pogačar now goes on the right-hand side. It's man against man between the two top riders in the Tour. And Pogačar finally gets the better of Vingegaard again. Powering away, it's going to be a hat-trick of wins in the Tour this year. Pogačar takes the win on stage 17.
As they race down towards Como and the conclusion of the Lombardia for 2022. Jonas Vingegaard staying in contention and staying close to the head of affairs, but when they came to the penultimate climb of the day, the Civiglio, it was Tadej Pogačar, Enric Mas and Mikel Landa on the attack. Vingegaard found wanting. Enric Mas on the attack to try and detach himself from Tadej Pogačar, and their efforts making it difficult for Mikel Landa to stay in contention. Behind, Rodriguez and Higuita gave vain chase. He was up front, and the attacks kept coming, and Jonas Vingegaard finding himself in a day without. Enric Mas trying repeatedly to push Tadej Pogačar behind, mindful of the sprint ability of the UAE Team Emirates, reigning champion of Il Lombardia. It was Pogačar himself that threw in a salvo across the final climb of the day, and when they came to the final 200 metres, Enric Mas began his sprint first. But ultimately it was Pogačar that had enough in hand at the end of 253 kilometres to take a second consecutive victory in the final monument of the season. The 24-year-old getting another great success.